If you're an actor looking for honest conversations about those tricky early years of the industry, then keep on watching as we figure out how we can get from the couch to the call sheet. Hi, it's Aimee and welcome back to Couch to Call Sheet, the new series where we explore and chat about what it's really like to be a young emerging actor in today's acting industry as someone who hasn't yet made it. So, hi if you're new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. So episode 6, as you can see by the title, is about the dream versus the day job. So this could be quite a nice one, I think. It's quite a nice, passionate one to speak about for me. So we're going to be speaking about the dream and how important it is to hold on to that and to not be embarrassed by that versus the reality of working your 9 to 5. So if that sounds of interest to you, then keep on watching as we get into episode 6. I'm going to start off the episode with the fun side of the discussion, which is the dream part. I think it's really important as actors to hold on to those dreams and to not be embarrassed by dreaming or saying that you want to achieve this or that you want to work with that person, or being afraid to even think that you are capable of doing such things. Like, I'm quite a big dreamer. I am very optimistic and very ambitious, and I don't shy away from saying I want to achieve something or putting my mind towards working something. Like, I'm not afraid to do that. Obviously, I don't go around shouting out everything I ever want to achieve to everybody, but if someone was to ask, I'd be like, this is what I want to be doing. I sat next to a lady in the cinema the other day when I was watching The Odyssey. Side note, phenomenal. If you haven't seen it yet, go and see it. And we were chatting about the movie, and Christopher Nolan is like one of my all-time favourite directors, and we were chatting and I was like, oh, I'm an actor, like I would love to be in this kind of movie one day. And yeah, like, I'm not afraid to say that. I don't think there's any harm in saying that you want to do something, and I think it's something we should actually really hold on to, because in the times of darkness and in the times where you want to quit and give it up, that is often what reminds me, oh no, you want to keep going with that because you've got that picture in your head, you've got that image, that's what you dream about at night, so keep on going with it. So in light of that, I thought I would share with you a few, because we're being honest, I thought I'd share with you a few of my little tick boxes that I want to tick off with this career. I am fully aware that some of these are completely delusional, but that's the whole point, is it not? When it comes to dreaming, I kind of categorize it into like 2 sections. So I've got the tangible dream and then the dreamy dream. So the tangible stuff is things that are more likely to happen and are a bit more down to earth. And then there's the glitzy glamour, golden side of the industry, if there is such a thing. Kind of the things that I think people associate with being a successful actor. So I've got like 2 categories, and I thought I'd just share with you some of them, just for shits and giggles. So, the tangible dream. So these are some things, I'm just going to list them out, that I would love to achieve realistically. Number 1, be a working actor that I can sustain a career from and pay bills. Goes without saying, really. I'd want to make this a long-term career. So that's kind of number 1. I want to work at the National, work at the Almeida. I always thought it was the Almeida Theatre until I realised that the I is before the D and not after. So work at the Almeida. I want to do a gritty BBC drama. I love when the BBC comes on and it's either about someone's died in a marsh or on a mountain and no one knows who it is. Like, that kind of stuff I really, really love. I'd love to be in like a gritty police detective spy kind of BBC drama that you watch on a Saturday night. Oh, this is a really random one. I'd love to be on something that people on Gogglebox review. That would be brilliant. I'd be like a Gogglebox. I'm watching Gogglebox, watch me. Got a bit carried away there. But yes, I'd like to be on something that is reviewed by the people on Gogglebox. I would love to work with A24. I love what A24 does. Really consistent, good quality movies from them. Really love what A24 does. I'd like to work with Greta Gerwig, Chloe Zhao. Is that it? Work at the Young Vic in the Donmar warehouse. You kind of get the vibe. They're the kind of things I would like to achieve as an actor one day. That are a bit more attainable, I think, than some of the things on the next list. So here we go. These are the things on the dreamy dream list. This is me just making notes at work when I made this prompt sheet. Red carpets, Hollywood, premieres, Oscars, award shows, fashion, press. So yeah, that's kind of like the nutshell of it, but the more specific ones. I'd love to have a glam team. I didn't understand the concept of having like a glam squad until fairly recently, because I love watching like the actors on actors conversations. I love watching behind the scenes things, and they'd all be there like, you know, getting ready in a hotel and like, oh, my glam squad's here, and I'm like, what's a glam squad? Like, why do you not just do it yourself? Like, I didn't realise that it wasn't a thing that people just did themselves. But oh my gosh, I love getting my makeup done. So I would be in heaven being woken up at 8 a.m. with a glam squad coming in to make me look nice. So I'd love to have a glam squad. This is so stupid. I'd love to. This is ridiculous. You know, on Vogue, where they do those get ready with me videos where you're getting ready for the Oscars Vanity Fair. Oh my God, I can't speak. The Oscars Vanity Fair party. There's a little cameraman on the door and they're like, and it's, oh, hi, Vogue. I'm Jessica Alba. Let's get ready for the Oscars Vanity Fair party together. Come on inside. And then they come in and they do the whole thing. I would love to do one of those. They're so fun. I'd like to do a get ready with me for Vogue. Will it happen? Probably not. I'd like to be on the Graham Norton show. I'd love to be in a really stunty movie, like a really big action thriller movie that has car chases and flipping and dipping me in the air on wire work and fight scenes, explosions. I love like action and thriller, that kind of genre. So I would love to be in that. I would love to work with any of my favourite, you know, actors like Florence Pugh, Jake Gyllenhaal, John Bernthal, Saoirse Ronan, Margot Robbie, like any. I mean, there are obviously a lot of big names, but people that I've admired in the industry and look up to. Jodie Comer. I'd love to work with those kinds of people because I think you can just learn so much from working with people that you have aspired to be like. And then the final one, and this is obviously I've already touched on Christopher Nolan. The final one, and this is the biggest. If I was to achieve this, I'd die happy. I would like to be in a Christopher Nolan movie with a Hans Zimmer soundtrack. Not impossible, because I know the two of them work together all the time. But will I be in a Christopher Nolan movie? We'll see. I'd happily take a Christopher Nolan movie on its own, and I'd happily take a movie that's been scored by Hans Zimmer on its own. Happy days. But if the two of them came together, oh my gosh, that is like the dream for me, is to be in a movie with those guys. I could play a tree in a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, I don't have to be the lead. I could be anything in a Christopher Nolan film. For me at the moment, dreaming about being an actor and dreaming about my career is something that I actually have a positive relationship with at the moment. I think a little while ago it was maybe something that was very overwhelming in my head, but it was in a negative kind of light. I was thinking about it too much in a negative way, or in a way that was making me feel quite depressed and just like hopeless about the whole thing. Whereas now I've managed to find a bit more of a balance with it. Of course, there are still days where you listen to that voice of like, you're insane. But there's 90% of me at the minute that listens to that voice of, this is your dream, this is what you want, you think about it 24/7, and that's no exaggeration. Like, a lot of the time I wake up in the morning at the moment and I think about, oh, I've got that tape to do. I've got that tape to do tomorrow. I need to email that person today. Like, I very much try and endeavour to do one thing every day that helps me towards my career. I know not everyone finds that useful because it's a bit suffocating, and sometimes I fully would say that I do too much. But I try and do one thing every day that makes me feel like I'm working towards that career. Because being an actor is so much more than I think what you see on screen or what you see on stage or what you see in that finished product. Like, at the minute, acting also does feel like a part-time job because I am constantly emailing people. I am constantly applying for things. I'm constantly editing my show reels, applying for jobs. There's so much that I'm trying to do and trying to fit in that it feels it's work, and that is the point of it at the minute. As someone who hasn't made it, is that I need to do as much as I can to try and get myself out there. It's a business. I need to try and market myself. So what can I be doing every single day to try and progress me that little bit further? And I'm enjoying it. I enjoy, you know, I feel like I'm my own agent sometimes, where I apply for anything and everything. I chat to people. I email people. There's a cat in my garden. Oh no, we're having the garden redone and there's a cat in there. Shit. But my final thought with that is that if you think about something 24/7, if you think about it that much, then it has to mean something. I think about it too much for me to just let it go, for it to just be this idea or this thought or this little passion I had when I was a kid, for me to not see this through. Like, I've kind of decided I have to make this work one way or another. There is no room for failure. There is no room for me to... I can't give myself the option to back out. I know it's not going to be easy, and of course, as I said, there is that voice in there that is delusion, and I think you do have to be a bit delusional to carry on with this, because you have to have absolute faith and absolute belief in yourself, which I do. Like, I believe that I can do this. I feel like I'm quite smart with the industry. I know my stuff. I research, I read, I watch things. So that takes up too much of my time. I've spent too much of my time, my money, and my effort for me to just go, I gave it a good shot. So I like to dream, and I'm not embarrassed about it, and I hold my dreams close to my chest, and I fully believe that I might be able to achieve some of those things. The Get Ready With Me for Vogue, maybe on the back burner, but do I think I could work at the Aimee one day? Absolutely. So after all of that, let's move on to the day job side of the argument. You can't have the dream without the day job. They work side by side. You have to find a balance with it. You can't not have a day job. You have to work for money, rent, bills, all that jazz. But I think when it comes to choosing a job or finding a balance or finding peace with that day job, I've kind of seen different arguments of people saying do something that is still within the creative industry, and I've also had arguments of people saying do something that isn't in that industry. I've kind of had a bit of an experience with both. Like, I used to work as a David Lloyd kids club leader before COVID, or during COVID, and that was a really good job for me because it was still creative. I did arts and crafts with the kids. We did little dance classes. So for me, I still had a bit of a creative outlet, but it was in an industry that had nothing to do with what I wanted to do. So it was quite a nice escape for me to go to work, earn my money, but not have to worry about, I'm at work now, but I want to do acting instead, kind of thing. I've had negative experiences with that, where I have been at a job as a barista and absolutely hated every second of it because one of the jobs was just shit, and it was bad to the point where it then made me think, I don't want to be here. I've got so many other things I can be doing. It has no creative outlet. I'm stuck making coffee. I can't even do any latte art. Like, this is awful. I hate it. You're expecting me to make your latte within 0.2 seconds. Give me a second. So you can have it from both ends of the spectrum. But then on the flip side, working in theatre, for example, so for this next bit, I'm going to speak about specifically working in a theatre because that's the experience that I've had. Working in a theatre has its pros and cons, absolutely, for people who want to be actors or directors or any creative. Like, a majority of people who work at my work want to be actors. Of course, there's a nice handful of people that don't, and that's quite nice actually to break it up, because sometimes you're stuck on a bar and you'll be speaking about acting the whole time, and it's nice for one of the mums to come in and tell her what her kid had done that day. So it's quite a nice balance. But I think if you're young and you're watching this and you haven't got a job yet, or you're wondering what is a good job to balance alongside acting, then I would recommend working in a theatre or a cinema or somewhere that is still a bit creative. Because if I need urgent cover, there's loads of people there who are actors, so they get it. Yes, I'll cover you, you cover me on the next one. That's great. When I usher, of course I'm watching the audience, and of course I'm doing my job at the same time. However, you can't not have a look at what's going on stage. You can't not hear them singing and hear them doing the lines. So you're exposed then to the exact thing that you want to be doing, and it gives you an opportunity to watch things for free and to be exposed to different kinds of theatre weekly, day in, day out, for free. So that is a perk. Obviously, you do your job at the same time, not disputing that your ushering is a hard job. I will put it out there now. Ushering, I think, is one of the most difficult things, difficult roles in a theatre. Like, since COVID, oh my gosh, the behaviour in audiences has gotten 10 times worse. I don't know if anyone else works in the theatre and would agree with me on that, but I actually don't enjoy ushering that much anymore, because I think it gives me such anxiety, because people just, the etiquette has gone a bit, which is a shame. on the flip side, there will be times where I'm at work where I find it quite depressing, because you're exposed to everything you want to do and you are able to see things on stage, but then you're also exposed to everything that you want to be doing, and you're not on the stage, you're waiting in the wings to pick up everyone's rubbish. Like, there's been times where I've been ushering and I've been round the corner and we've had a massive musical on, or we've had a really, really good play, and the audience are up on their feet, the cast are there, like, you know, giving their musical theatre man bow, and I'm stood round the corner with my little blue gloves, with my bin bag, ready to pick up snotty tissues and popcorn, and everyone's given love and applause and reception to the actors, and I just sit there a few times and I've found myself getting teary because of that. You can just feel the emotion and the atmosphere in the room, and it's like, God, I want that so badly. You know, I want to be there, and I'm here. I'm so close but yet so far at the same time. So I've caught myself a few times at work getting quite, not upset, but you can't help but feel a little bit deflated sometimes when you're so close but yet so far. Yeah, but it's one of them things, isn't it? Like, you've got to do it, and sometimes the days are good and sometimes the days at a theatre are bad. I think the main thing with dreaming and day jobs is finding that balance, and finding a balance that you feel happy with and that you find some sort of peace with. Because I got a bit stuck a few months ago of wanting to find a new job, because I just was like, I'm not feeling anything creatively, I don't feel fulfilled, it's not paying me enough money, I want a new job. So I looked for loads and I applied for probably upwards of 50 normal jobs, and I didn't get a single response for a single one of them. So it was like a double whammy of no acting work and no work at the same time. I eventually got an interview for a receptionist role at Silverstone, and it kind of forced me to make that decision of, do you want to be a receptionist at Silverstone? Not knocking receptionist jobs at all, I'm a receptionist at the moment. But as in, do you want that whole thing of 9 to 5, limited holiday, a new team that doesn't really know what you want to do? Or should you stick with the thing that you find a bit difficult and boring on some days, but it's flexible, everyone knows that you want to be an actor, you know the team, that's what you need to stick with? Because I think absolutely I'm getting a bit older and I want more money, and you want that stability, but I just knew deep down in my heart, like, if I chose that, not even that I got the job, but whenever something comes up for me, I always think, like, worst case scenario, if I am going to get it, so I can plan the rest of my life around it. I just thought, if I get that 9 to 5, I am going to kick myself when an audition comes up and I turn around to them and say, oh, I've got to be in London tomorrow for 9 a.m, please can you find cover? No, Aimee, there's only 2 receptionists on duty and the other one's on holiday. Shit, now I can't go. That will make you more annoyed and more depressed. Yes, it will be new and shiny and fun for the first month, which is what you're craving at the moment. You're just wanting a little serotonin boost, I think, is what I found myself looking for. You're going to get that within a month, and then you're going to be bored. So stick with this, because this is consistent, this is flexible, and this works for the time being. So, you know, I enjoy it. You've got to find something, I think, that you enjoy, or you find some peace doing, because otherwise a teacher from drama school said this, they said if you kind of don't have something that is a creative outlet in a different way, or is a normal job that you just enjoy, you're going to start to get resentful of the fact that you're not getting enjoyment from anything, and you're getting resentful of your day job because you're there and you're not acting, and you just become resentful in general. And I've understood that a bit more now since he said that. I don't think I got it at first when he said it, but yeah, when I'm at work now, I try and find peace and enjoyment in being at the theatre and seeing my colleagues every day, and having 8 hours away from the acting world, because it can be very overwhelming. So you got to find a bit of a balance, and I think I'm just about there. As we come towards the end of the episode, I just want to reiterate the importance of dreaming, because I think a lot of the time we can be told that our dreams are silly, or they're too big, or they're unrealistic, and I think you yourself can have those thoughts. Absolutely, there are days where, as I said, I am fully under the impression that none of this will come true. But only you can say that to yourself. Like, don't let anybody else tell you that, because that's not fair, and that's not their right, that's not their decision. If you want something, like, fully go for it. I've got quite a good work ethic in the way that a lot of the time, if I do put my mind to something, I can achieve it. I did a marathon a couple of years ago. Did I ever think that I would be able to do that? No, but you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. So I'm quite a firm believer of, everything happens for a reason. If you work hard enough, obviously there are so many circumstances that go into making something happen. But I think the initial fire and the initial fuel to want to do it has to come from here. And I think if you have that burning feeling that you have to do it rather than need to do it or want to do it, if you have to do it, if you need to do it, then you'll do it. Because for me, there's no other way out. Like, it's something I have to do, and I've made that decision, and I own that decision, and yeah, I believe I can do it, and I'm not embarrassed to think that. And if people ask, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I do a bit of acting. I do this, I'm in that, I'm but I would like to be here, I want to work with this person. I think having those conversations are healthy and are good creative conversations to have with people that you meet. So that's going to wrap up episode 6 today. I hope you enjoyed a bit more of a light-hearted, delusional discussion, because it's good to have them, and the more delusional discussions we have surely have to pay off at some point. So I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed speaking and rambling on about those kinds of things. Episode 7, hopefully, I have potentially something else that may be coming, we'll see. But episode 7, whether that's the next episode that comes out or one later, is titled Mental Health in the Meantime. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist. However, I think it's the most important episode of the series, and it's one I'm quite looking forward to filming, because I just want it to be a bit of an honest splurge of how this industry actually does make you feel in here, and those days where you do feel really, really shit, and kind of the things that I found that have helped me get past those hurdles. So that's what episode 7 is going to be. So yeah, hopefully we see you for that episode, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you for watching. Bye.